a card game. He Gangsta Live was fire today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Brother.
Yeah, guys, we're the young guys on the block, bro. Like, yo, real talk. I gotta say this. We're the #1 dating podcast in the world. You guys want to know why? Because we're in fucking Miami, Florida, doing this with girls. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you guys are out here.
Yes, that's what's up.
You know, a lot of dudes are out here in third world countries thinking that they're like, oh, yeah, I'm 1,300 lays, all this other shit. Get roasted, bro.
Yep.
I ain't going to even mention his name, but go check our boy John from.
Now, I just want to say, I don't know what it is about what people have against individuals who choose to travel. I mean, overwhelmingly, dating in America is shit. I mean, it's primarily one related to the government incentivizing and pushing men out of the workplace, and two, it's primarily related to the obesity. So you have a much larger portion of obese women and overweight women that are available, and for the most part, men typically look for women who are in shape and fit, right? And of course, attractive. Women typically look for resources. So it doesn't matter as much for a man to necessarily be in shape. You could have, I mean, there's plenty of guys, especially when I've gone to the clubs here in New York, that were more on the heavier side, but they had money and they dressed like it. So they were willing to, in essence, pay for it from that perspective, right? So there were guys who were, going to the bar and, getting the tables and going into VIPs and getting the hookah and the bottle service. Where some guys where you were like, you know what, I'm gonna focus on my physique. I'm not as worried about paying for it from the perspective of money. I'll pay for it through the gym because I already got a good looking face. I'll tighten up the body and I'll get women that way. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to keep a woman long term that way, because once that maternity drive kicks in, they're going to look for someone with resources over someone that when they were young and just looking to fool around, they'll stay with that guy. But then once they're like, you know what, I'm looking to settle down, they're going to look for someone for resources. But overwhelmingly, from the male perspective, men look for women who are fit and attractive because they want to be able to pass on their genes to a woman who is deemed, and that's what men look for, as what they consider healthy. And in America, it's very difficult to find decent women who are fit and attractive. And so the dating market is just completely slanted. On top of the fact that you have, what drives men to build and to go out and to pull resources out of the earth, or to go out and earn a healthy living, is typically having a family and having someone that they need to provide for, because men by nature are providers. And so if the only person that you got to provide for is yourself, men live simple lives. And so this whole rhetoric of we're doing it here in Miami and all you scrubs that are out there and you're traveling, the same principle is being applied. It's just a matter of resources. That's all that it is. It's just a matter of resources. And that principle applies no matter what country you go to. So if you go to a country where your dollar goes further, which is smarter, I mean, you're just literally being smarter instead of paying. Let's just keep it real. As they say, let's keep it all the way 100. Look at these women. I mean, come on, fam. Like, for real. Like, these chicks is subpar. These are average at best, as some of these other content creators like to talk about. These are women who are subpar and average at best. I mean, look at these chicks. And this chick over here is like an OnlyFans. You got other girls over here doing, some sort of scrupulous activity, basically selling themselves in various ways. And they're like, hey, look at what we're doing over here. And it's like, bro, for real? To actually sit here and to talk about guys who are like, you know what? These chicks is kind of basic. Why am I going to go out here and earn a 6-figure plus salary just to get one of these chicks that's ran through? That don't even make no sense. That literally doesn't make any sense. Why would you go out there and kill yourself to earn $200,000 to $300,000 a year? And this is what you got. Like, bro, I'll pass all day, every day. Like, why would you do that when you can travel? You have the money to travel. You can set up a whole nother life in another country. People imagine, and of course they always talk about going to these third world backwater countries, and it's like, bro, the world has changed. We're not living like in the 1700s. If you haven't had the opportunity to change, there are a lot better places where the standard of living is higher than America. That's facts. If you haven't had the opportunity to travel, there are plenty of places that are better in terms of cost of living, longevity of life, healthcare. I mean, how can you sit here and say that America's healthcare is the best when 70% of the country is overweight? Like that shit don't even make sense. That don't even make sense to be like, America, we got the best healthcare. Then why is 70% of the country overweight and 30% of the country morbidly obese? Like, what? That just don't even make any sense. But this is the sort of rhetoric, and we're gonna carry on with this video because this gets quite interesting, and the rhetoric gets pretty strong. But we're gonna take a listen real quick.
For modern life dating, cook that boy, man. R.I.P. We don't gotta say nothing.
Oh man.
Regal Sylvester 499. Love the show. How do you guys avoid copyright on the intro with the push it to the limit and the future sample? Yep. And then Kyle Demito, Ethereum looking fire. Man, Fresh is also Mr. Lover Man.
That's a
$10 last show was wild. One day these women will realize that all you are trying to do, sir. $10 last show was wild. One day these women will realize that all you are trying to do is help them, as a wise old man once told a young indignant woman, "I'm on your side, but you're not." Yeah, bro. Yo, most of these chicks, bro,
she belongs to the street.
They ain't gonna listen. Little Mac, $5. Glad some good came out of last night's craziness. I wish your success to continue for the good of us. Great job. Thank you, Little Mac.
And of course, this sort of reasoning doesn't even make sense. You have some guys talking about, oh, we're just, we're doing things to try to help the women. We're trying to help the woman, respect the woman, right? And this is what is the perception of what an alpha male is. That we're negotiating. This is what we're doing. We're educating. We're negotiating with these women to stop being on the street. Stop living your life as a woman on the street and start living your life as a family woman. And this is the sort of negotiation that podcasts like this are basically pushing, because that's basically what they're doing. They're trying to negotiate. They're trying to reason with women, and women are not necessarily the most reasonable people. Now, the men of old, they weren't worried about trying to reason with women. Right? Back in the days, I mean, we talk about a couple hundred years back, people were just, like someone had to get put down, and men, by and large, made right. Now, today's alpha men, they're not looking for that smoke. They're not ready. They're trying to negotiate with women to give up the freedoms. I shouldn't even say the extra privileges that they have with daddy government backing them. And most men nowadays aren't ready to do what the only thing that will change. You're not going to vote this stuff away. You're not going to reason with these women to be like, please stop using the government against us. That's not going to happen. But this is the sort of rhetoric that is pushed of what is an alpha man. An alpha man wouldn't sit here and try to negotiate with women to realize the error of their ways. The alpha men would go out there and just lay waste to the individuals who were in positions of authority, and they would be like, we're in charge now, and things are going to change moving forward. But the modern day man is not looking to do that. The modern man is trying to do stuff like this. They're trying to negotiate with women who want to run the streets, and that's not gonna work. It's just not. That's just a reality. I mean, you're not going to change stuff by voting or change stuff by pleading or by trying to be reasonable with people. When logic and reason fails is where might steps in. But a lot of these so-called alpha men, they ain't looking to go that route. It's because they ain't all that alpha.
You guys want to see her or him?
Right. You guys came here to talk to us, right? So
okay then.
Hold on. No. Let me set this shit straight.
Interview us
about
dating.
You want to see a bunch of men or a bunch of women?
Hold on.
No. This is a conversation that we're gonna have.
Number one. I want to make something very clear, because we've had a couple girls on the show try to come on and say, like, you're not going to get paid with us. Like, bro, we don't need any of you guys. I just want to make that very clear. First of all,
we don't need you guys, but this is a great opportunity, and we're grateful.
An opportunity for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
So I just want to make that very clear, because I don't want no girls coming on here thinking like, oh, we're like the prize. We're like, fuck out of here. You guys are on our platform. And I'm not, because another girl tried to say that before.
Don't take it that way. We were here for you guys.
I just want to be very clear about that.
We're here to support. I'm from Miami, so I'm here to support.
Yeah, no, I just want to make that very clear that we don't need girls on this show. We're going to be successful without you guys. This is a perk that we do late night. We do a main show. So a lot of girls get it twisted thinking like, oh, we need girls. Like, we don't need you guys at all.
We know that.
Okay, just want to make that very clear.
What you bring us on here?
Well, listen, if you don't want to be here, you can get the fuck out.
Nobody said I don't want to be here. Why do you have to go from 0 to 100?
No, because you've already been disrespectful in the beginning.
Why?
And this is where this is the alpha man. This is how an alpha man acts. It's real easy to be mouthy with women, because women aren't gonna sit there and be like, "What'd you say?" and be ready to throw those hands, but a man will. And so it's easy for guys like this to be alphas in front of weak women. That's just reality. Women don't have the physical strength to put a man in his place when he acts out of place. And of course, what you'll see is you'll start to see this guy lose his cool. And this is what is deemed alpha, a man who is literally losing his cool over a woman expressing her opinion. And of course, you want to be all tough. I'm going to put her in her place, and this is my show, and don't tell me how to run my show, and we're going to be successful, all that bullshit. And of course, it goes on. This is quite entertaining to watch.
What is the animosity
today? Have I been disrespectful?
I feel like it's a masculine.
I've been here.
Well,
Tell me.
Toxic.
Remember at the
What have
beginning,
I
right?
done?
No, but at the beginning, right? You said you were blocking him, right?
Oh.
That
He's
he was
blocking you.
blocking me because you even asked, "Can I?"
Somebody come look at this.
Okay.
She was just playing.
At
She
this
just-
point,
Okay.
at this point,
Let's
If-
take several
if-
seats.
Because I can if you want me to.
No.
You're already done. Get out. I'm dead ass.
All right.
Get out. Take your headphones. Get out.
Let's take several
serious.
seats, guys. It's okay.
I'm dead ass. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
And this is how the alpha man acts. This has got to be a joke. Like, you got to be kidding me if this is what people imagine is what an alpha man does, where he can't even maintain his composure. That the moment he perceives some woman getting out of pocket, he just gets all flustered, loses cool, and says, well, you get out of here. You're not going to play with us today. Go take your toys and leave. And this is, I mean, and then what the lady said in the very beginning was correct. Most of the guys, you watch the chat, all these guys are just simping in the chat, talking about, oh, this chick is hot and that chick is hot, and oh, she's a 4, she's a 7, she's a whatever. Instead of like actually perceiving the point, at least that they're trying to make, is that men should stop simping. But these guys are doing the exact same thing. I mean, and this guy right here, literally, I think he's like 6'4", 6'5", works out. But as you can see from a mental perspective, he gets so flustered by just one little woman. A little woman got this alpha male all flustered to the point where he's like, oh, you need to get off my stage.
Bro, like, I'm not gonna tolerate no chick coming on here thinking like, oh, I'm special, but all this. Like, you can walk out now. You can walk out.
okay,
We're all special.
already.
And get
We're
her
all
out, bro.
special, guys.
And get her out. Okay, well, you can wait downstairs then.
Oh.
You are not waiting out here. You're not waiting in here.
That was fast.
You are not
Okay.
waiting here.
Already, holy smoke!
Ayende, get the fuck out of here right now, bro.
Yo, y'all got the popcorn? Yeah.
Yo, this just started, man.
Camera. What is it?
This
Lights,
just
camera,
started.
action. Oh, oh, please.
I'ma
Come on,
just tell
don't leave her
y'all
outside,
she-
though. 'cause
This is the alpha man. This is what these guys are trying to get you to imitate. That this sort of behavior is what alpha men do. Even masculine men don't even do this. Now, on a rare occasion, you might have to put someone in place who gets out of pocket. This lady didn't even say anything. At least that would get me offended to the point where I'm acting like this. Like, really? Come on. This is just utterly ridiculous. But this, of course, is what it perpetuates. And this is primarily, as you can see, overwhelmingly, it's people of color, right? And this is their perception of what is alpha. It's because for the most part, people of color, we don't own anything, right? We're in a country where people want to pretend to be somebody that they're not. And this is the overwhelming problem with many people today, is you have a lot of people just pretending that they're somebody. I mean, look at this woman. And this lady is like, what is she, like 110 pounds? And you're getting flustered over this woman to the point where you're like kicking the person out, standing tall, taking your headphones off, like you're about to do something. And it's like, bro, come on, man. Like, you're just making yourself look weak. Because this is how an emasculate man would act. It's not how a masculine man would act. What masculine man would get this offended over this interaction? It just goes to show you that a lot of these supposed alpha men have a lot to learn about what it means to be a man.